Hey, you. This is Kevin Allison. I made this MP3 for people who might be doing the Risk Show. So I wanted you to know that the way we normally describe the show, we say it's where people tell true stories they never thought they'd dare to share. These are the kind of stories that normally you would share with your closest friends. You know, there's an intimacy to it. There's an uncensoredness to it. There's a, ballsiness to it that makes it something that would not appear, or probably not appear, on NPR. Maybe it's more X-rated. Maybe it's just more rawly emotional, more candid with the rough edges left rough. If you think of a story where you think, oh, geez, that's a little loaded, that's a little too much, I don't know if I'm ready to go there, that's probably the one to tell for Risk. See, it's about high stakes. We'd like for you to tell a story about a time where the stakes were high for you, and we'd like the very telling of the story to be kind of a high-stakes feeling situation for you. So when you're thinking through some of the most consequential or significant or scarring incidents from your life, think of the ones where you were most emotionally wound up, the ones where you were super excited about where things were going, or terrified about how things might turn out, or batshit confused, or completely obsessed with something, or head over heels over something. If you had a therapist, and your therapist would consider this particular story a gold mine to sift through, that's probably a good story for Risk. And I know a lot of the people we ask to do the show are comedians, so they're used to crafting work that is joke, 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 joke. That's not really the idea here. The idea is that these stories, these are really stories. They have a beginning where motivation is established. They have a middle where something is being sought after. They have an end where results take place, or there's a eureka moment. So laughs are great, but there's plenty of Risk stories that only have a few laughs here or there, or no laughs at all. Some of our most popular stories have been about child molestation, or death by overdose, or insanity. What's more important is that there's a protagonist with a purpose. But here's the good news. After 3 years, we've found a winning formula. We've found a way to make it much easier for people to do the show. See, keep in mind that the main reason we do these live shows is to cull material for our podcast. Gets about 250,000 downloads a month. The fans want stuff that engages their emotions and that's edgier than anything they might hear anywhere else. So in the past, most of the stories we've recorded at our live shows, we've just put in archives. We figured, it was okay for one night only, but the podcast is forever. It's got to be good enough for that. So here's the thing we've found makes all the difference in the world. Everyone who does the show, whether they be a big-name celebrity or someone who's never stepped on a stage before in their life, we say 4 or 5 days before the show, you'll have a conversation with us on the phone, either me or one of my producers, where you tell the whole story. The beginning, the middle, the end, all the details, all 8 to 10 minutes of your story. You tell it to one of us on the phone. And then afterwards, we ask questions. We offer encouragement. We offer suggestions. If we feel it would be super helpful to the whole story, to hear it just one more time before the show, we'll have you do that. Like the day before the show, have a second phone call. Invariably, without exception, everyone says, holy fucking shit, thank God I went over this with you on the phone first. That was so fucking helpful. So for both big-name celebrities and people who are brand newcomers, these phone calls are what make it work. So if the phone thing is something you are not willing or able or have the energy or desire to do, then it's best that you not do the Risk show, at least for now. It's just something we have to insist on. Other than that, check out our 2 best of Risk episodes, and feel free to email me if you want any extra tips on preparing your story. I teach this stuff. I'd be happy to. Thank you so much for talking to us about doing the show, and I can't wait to hear your story.